All right, so backtesting an EA or indicator across 28 plus pairs in under an hour on MT4 with just the click of a single button. So let's take a look. Here we've got our MT4 platform. I'm going to start the timer. I am going to push this single button on the side here. And as you can see, it is going through 28 different pairs. It could be more, it could be less, depending on how many you want to test. And it is automatically throwing the results into a Google spreadsheet, which in the end will organize it in a way that we can see the data really clearly. All right, so here's the end. Let's go take a look at that sheet. So here's the sheet. You can see all the different passes. We did about 100 here. The profit of every single pair. This was across 3 years. We can sort by the win rate average, by profit total, by the total number of trades, but we'll get into that later. Let's jump in. Things this video is going to cover: what does a macro recorder do? Setting up the Jitbit Macro recorder. Setting up the pairs on MT4, we'll do a run, and then we'll look at the accuracy of the results. The software that you need is going to be Jitbit Macro Recorder. It's a free evaluation, it's low cost to purchase, and it's worth it, in my opinion, for all the time you're going to be saving. There are ways to get it for free, but really you guys should be trying to support the developers if it's making you a little bit of money. There are other macro recording softwares out there, but I like this one because of the if image function. We'll get into that a little bit later. The next thing you're going to need is an MT4 platform. We're going to be using a Wanda for this demo and an EA. I trade the NoNonsense Forex way, so we're going to be using the NoNonsense Forex algo tester to show you guys how this works. So this is going to be a multi-part series. Part 1 is going to be everything you need to test. You'll be up and running by the end of this video. All the other parts are just going to be optional. Part 2 is going to be advanced use. It's going to cover the additional automation to make things a little bit easier, including taking screenshots automatically of your settings so you don't have to type them in. We will also look into the spreadsheet a little bit more. Part 3 is going to be expert use. That is the use of multiple virtual machines on your computer so you can run multiple setups and simulations all at the same time. Okay, so setting up the Jitbit macro recorder. We will be using the NoNonsense Forex algo tester EA for this demo, but it will work with any EA. The macro recorder basically just records your actions and then plays them back. It includes mouse clicks, keyboard presses, all that type of stuff. There are other recorders out there, but I like this one mostly due to the if image function. So this is everything that we're going to go over. It's a flow chart of the steps that we're going to be taking. This is more just for reference, so after you're done with the video, you can look back at this and hopefully find any parts that you may have missed. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so here we are. I use virtual machines to do all my back testing, so let's go and open this one up, go back to the desktop. We're going to open up the Wanda MT4 platform, open up Strategy Tester, and what I like to do is just drag it all the way to the top of the screen. That way I always know where it's going to be. Let's see. So here are the settings. We're going to test for this run the SSL and the WAE indicators. We've put some settings in. It will be a little bit over 100 passes, maybe 100, 110. Let's hit OK. And next we're going to have to go over to the spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets for this. It's free, easy to use. I will make this available in the description below. We're going to switch over to the OddCAD. That's the first one we're going to test. We're going to go back to MT4, switch it over to OddCAD, and now we're going to open up the Jitbit Macro Recorder. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to record everything that we do. Every mouse click, movement, keyboard press, it's going to record and then be able to play back. So let's hit the record button. I like to click anywhere on the window just to make sure that I'm in the right one, and then hit the start button. So now you can pretty much go to the top left corner and press stop recording. I didn't when I made this video because I forgot, but it's no harm, no foul. So we'll just kind of wait for this guy to run out. It's doing a total of about 100 passes, and it's going to take about 22 seconds for it to complete. Okay, so it's done. We can hit stop recording. Now this is a list of everything that has happened within those couple of seconds. We want to go to the very bottom, click on it, and we're going to insert a delay. It's going to pause for 5 seconds. So just put the 5 in there, hit OK, and we're good to go. Now we're going to insert a label that says start. And we'll get into why we're doing this towards the end. Now we're going to insert a if conditional statement of if image found. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit this capture button. We're going to go to the start button and make sure all letters are in there. And then we're going to click on this search specific region, capture, and search an area that's a little bit bigger to make sure everything's captured. And now we can go down and we can test this statement by hitting the test if statement. So it shows true. You got to be careful here because sometimes if you don't get the right amount, like I'm going to show right here, and it's not all there, you test it and it shows false even though it clearly says start. So you have to make sure that you're getting the right amount of area. It'll take a couple of tries. There it goes, it says true. And if I move this over and test it again, it's going to say false. So basically if it says stop, it's going to show false. If it shows true, if it says start, it's going to show true. So now we need to add a go-to statement. We're going to go to end. Now we're going to insert an end if statement because this is the end of the if conditional statement. Now we're going to insert another label. And we're going to label this, delay command for 5 seconds. Now we're going to insert a go-to statement that says start. Now we're going to insert a label that says end. Now we're going to insert a delay command for another 5-second pause, and this will be at the very end. So basically what happens is it enters this loop. So it starts at that label, it looks for the image. If it shows that the image says start, it goes to the end, which is down below, and then the rest of the macro will start playing. If it doesn't, then it's going to go back to the start, and the whole process basically repeats every 5 seconds until it shows that that button says start. Okay, so we're going to go up here, click on this arrow, and now we're going to record at cursor or the insert. So now we want to click on the optimization results. We want to click on pass so it can sort by the pass. Right click on one, left click, select copy all. I press Control A as well just to make sure it catches. Then we're going to switch over to the Google spreadsheet, click on that open a cell, hit paste. I also press Control V afterwards just in case it didn't take. Now this is the most important part. You have to press Control Shift page down. That'll switch over to the next tab, which is the next pair. So now we go back to the MT4 platform. We are going to go click on settings. We're going to click on the symbol. We're going to hit the down arrow key on your keyboard and enter, and then click off to the side, and that is basically it. Hit the stop on the top left corner. We're going to scroll all the way down. This is everything that's been captured. You want to click at that very first one, insert a repeat X times statement. So you click on that, you're going to say 28 times because we're doing 28 pairs here, and then hit OK. And then the last thing you want to do is go down to the bottom, and you got to end the repeat so it knows when to go back and run through past 27, then 26, and so on and so forth. So repeat X time statements, and repeat. So there you go. We're going to save this as, I'm going to save it as video 28 pass, something like that. Hit save. And the cool thing, if you pay for the software, you can go to File, you can go to Compile to Executable, and you can just put it on the desktop and name it as something. And you don't have to have the software on every computer. You can literally put this on any machine, open this executable file, and it will run exactly like it's meant to. So we're going to press save there. The build was successful. And close this out, and we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. It's here on the desktop. So what you can also do is you can right click on it, you can pin it to the start. That will put it right over here on the right hand side, and that makes it real easy to just click a single button and start the backtesting. Okay, so what do you got to do to your MT4 platform to get ready? So when you open up your MT4 platform, your strategy tester is probably filled with a whole bunch of just random symbols. So we want to drag this down, open up the market watch, and we're going to want to right click it and basically select hide all. Let's just start over from scratch. So we click that, it clears it down. Right click again, look at symbols, and this is going to show you all the different pairs you can choose. So you can select whichever ones. As for the sheet, it's all in alphabetical order, the 28 major minors, and it is what is needed for the no-nonsense Forex method, but we're just going to pick random stuff for right here. Now once it's up here, you can see that it's not changing. And that is because we are going to have to actually reboot the MT4 platform in order for it to show up. So let's close out. This is another one open. I'll just close that one out as well. Reopen. Going to take a little bit of time. And there's our changes. And if we click on this, there we go. So the other thing is they're all kind of out of order. I have mine done alphabetically, so what you can do is you can literally go up there, just click and drag, and put them into whatever order you choose. In order for it to show up on the bottom, you are going to have to close out and reopen the MT4 platform. Sometimes I've done this and it just doesn't stick, and I've had to reboot the computer and then it showed up. Not really sure why. That's just something that's happened before. Okay, so we want to put the optimization on. You can take a look at the results. Nothing happening here. We'll fix it in a second. But we want to make sure that skip useless results is checked off. You do not want it to skip them, or else the spreadsheet basically is not going to work and not going to be super accurate. So we do that, set the spread to 30. That's basically saying 3 pips is going to be the spread. We'll select these dates, and now we can hit start again. So now it's going to run through little bit by bit. Click on optimization results. You can see everything starting to pour in. Selecting skip useless results. And you can see that some stuff has changed. Past 20 is now different than the past 20 where it was not skipping the useless results. All right, so let's do a quick little time-lapse run. I'm going to open up, well, actually, I'll just show you a couple of the VMs. So this is why I basically use virtual machines to run everything. I can run 4 different instances of Windows. I've got one session running here to where it's backtesting a system. The next one, this is actually what we're going to be testing on. The other one over, it looks like it's done. The next one is just me messing around doing a super long pass of about 16,000. Opening this up, you can see that the memory being used, I've got 32 gigs of RAM. It takes up pretty much the majority of it. CPU, we're only running 2 right now, sitting around 30%. Once we get up to 4 running, it'll sit between 60 and 80%. I use a Ryzen 2700X processor. It's got plenty of stuff, or plenty of power. So let's go over here. I already compiled it, but I'm just going to overwrite it. Let's close this out and open up the MT4 platform. You can see the settings. We're going to do Fisher plus WAE. The spreadsheet, I'm going to take a screenshot and then just a print screen and then Control V on that to basically so I don't have to look at it later. Okay, out of that. Set the dates. Go here, open up the video 28 pass. All I got to do is double click on it, and it is basically going to run through and do its thing. You can see in the bottom right hand corner the amount of time that's passing. I didn't put up the timer on this one. So it's going to run through all 28 pairs, throw it into the spreadsheet, and then we can look at it once it's done. All right, so the accuracy of the results is actually pretty damn close. I'm going to link all this down below so you can have a copy of all these spreadsheets so you can look for yourself. So the main information tab will show you kind of what we did, a screenshot of the settings, and then there's a couple of other tabs. So the next one over is going to be the profit overview. That is going to basically show you everything, all the individual passes, the amount of profit for every single pair, and it all gathers it up in other sections of the spreadsheet so you can see the win rate, you can see the average amount of trades, the total number of trades. You can go up here and you can sort so you can see which win rate was highest, which profit was the most. I have found that the profit is pretty closely tied in with the amount of trades and the win rate. So I figure it's a pretty good way to start. I've looked at this sheet a lot, so I already feel like past 34 is the best one. So we can look at detailed results, past 34. You can see the total amount of trades across all the pairs, the profit factor, the expected payoff, the drawdown percentage and dollar amount. When you go to all results, you can see everything kind of in one place. Some of the stuff you don't really need. The total profit factor, total drawdown percentage are all pretty much useless and skewed, but I just put them in there for redundancy. And then when you get to the actual pairs, you can get a little bit more detail. So let's click on 34. You can see the drawdown percentage, the drawdown amount for that pair, the win rate, all the information you need, and the most important thing, the settings that the indicators are set at. So we can go back to the profit overview. And again, all these sheets are going to be available in the description down below. So here we can see past 34 had about 359 trades and 72.46. I manually backtested everything, and that came out to 346 trades and 72.54%. I did change it up a little bit. I did it year by year, only accepting trades between 1.5 and 12.24. And then if anything was still open by the end of the year, I just closed it out and chalked it up as nothing. So in the sheet, you can see all the dates of the trades that were entered and exited. Everything is organized by year, so you can see everything basically, the amount of trades, the percentage of wins. And then this I just kind of did for shits and giggles and fun. Basically, I took all those trades and just put them into this calendar. So the green is winning, the red is losing. Orange means same day trade as a take profit or a stop loss. And you can see that it's really cool to be able to just see how many trades you can be in at any given point of time and where the hot areas are. Like in 2019, there was a good section of 2 months where there were pretty much next to no trades. And then volume picked up a little bit more. And then we got crazy this time of the year because we just had tons of wins, which would be a huge boost. I think 11-ish trades in total, with one of them, or 12 if you count the one that closed on the same day, but it's a lot of trades to be going into, or to have open at any one given point of time. So even though there's only like 3 trades per year, or I mean per pair per year, you can really see that, you know, they can all kind of land on the same day, or at least a good chunk of them. So if you have questions or comments or just want to chat, feel free to drop a comment down below. Or if you are a part of the Discord servers, Beast Mode or No Nonsense Forex, I'm on there. AnzarFX is the username. So feel free to drop me a line, shoot me a message, ask me any questions. I'll try to answer them the best that I can. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching and sticking around. Hopefully everything works out for you guys. Any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. Please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you out there.